Mahiya naman kayo sa inyong kapwa Pilipino.
Binastos pa nila ako.
What is the law and what
Pakinggan ng proceeds of the illegal drug trade ng Duterte.
The law enforcement, the highest law enforcement official being head of PNP. Yeah. Now you're hiding this scoundrel, this fugitive.
Ayun, magandang araw po sa inyo lahat and again, thank you po sa walang sawang support sa ating YouTube channel. At ngayon pag-uusapan po natin second Supreme Court decision about dito sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte. At pag-uusapan natin yan in depth at bibigyan natin ng reaksyon yung nasabi at opinyon ni Senate President Tito Soto at ni Congressman Keith Flores ng 2nd District of Bukidnon. At dahil po dyan, naimbita po natin isa sa ating, I would say, resident Philcaster. Yan, nakadating na po siya dito at naimbita ko na rin po siya before. Please welcome po, Spokes Jet.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Hello, Billy. Thank you very much for inviting me the second time around.
Spokes Jet, paayos ng cam.
Wala. Nag-charge
Inverted.
kasi ako ng nag-charge ako ng aking kaya ganitong labas. Pero sige, hawakan ko na lang.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ambidextrous naman.
So, okay.
Wala, Diyos ko, yung stand ko nawawala. Yung stand ko lang yung this one. Walang stand.
Okay. All right.
Okay lang.
Okay. So today, pag natin, it's all about itong second Supreme Court ruling about sa trial ni VP Sara. At before anything else, before we start, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, Facebook fan page, Spotify, at saka TikTok. Hanapin nyo lang po yung Philcast. Doon nyo po kami mapafollow. Kita nyo po doon yung mga previous live streams natin, recaps, clips, shorts, and reels. Yan. And also maraming salamat sa walang sawang suporta niyo po sa mga kung nakita niyo pa natin yun. No? Before anything else, and I know that not everybody know who Spokesjet is. Spokesjet, just a little introduction of yourself.
G lang, yeah. Si Spokesjet is a teacher, tapos journalist din ako because I'm into broadcasting and column writing. Kaya lang ngayon, pahinga muna ako sa broadcasting at ako'y may tinatapos ako yung PhD ko. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, babalik na lang ako pag tapos na ako. Kahit nabuti pa yung 2 years, gano'n. Then, member ako ng National Press Club. Yeah. And ngayon, syempre, vlogging tayo sa mga political issues, news, education. Ano po tayo? Active tayo sa YouTube, pero sa Facebook, um, meron din naman, pero pag yung mga yung mga sa education, syempre sa Facebook kilala ako, gano'n kilala. And TikTok, ayan, babalik din ako sa TikTok anytime.
And at least sa mga nakakilala po kay Spokesjet, ayan. Ako tinatawag ko na siya resident Philcaster. Sa iba, sasabi nila ano yan political analyst. Sa akin naman, Philcaster means like this is your second time or third time. Ayan.
Thank you, mom.
So, syempre, iba pa rin, other people's opinion other than my opinion. So ngayon pag-usapan natin there was an interview na nag-viral siya online because of after this Supreme Court verdict, na-interview si Senate President Tito Soto. And apparently yung mga sinabi niya, talagang sabihin na nating may diin at meron talaga siya paninindigan with respect to the different branches of the government. And I think we're gonna go deeper dito, usapan nila dito sa interview. I think my first question to you, with
Bakit?
regards to the first Supreme Court verdict last year around, I think, July, and then the verdict this January. Do you think that there is or there was an agenda behind this ruling? Kasi nagbago eh. Ang laki ng pagbabago from the July verdict to January verdict.
Okay, January. Since most of the Supreme Court justices are on the Duterte side, their main intention is to help Sarah. Hindi ako lawyer. Nakikita ko dito, they are trying to um, to absolve Sarah of any wrongdoing that is impeachable. That's why pinatitigil ng impeachment. But what they don't know is that there are cases against Sarah that are criminal in nature. And so they failed to see that hindi nila nakikita yung bigger picture. Akala nila pag hindi na impeach si Sarah, ligtas na siya. Hindi pa siya ligtas. Diyos ko. May daming kaso niyan. Pagbabanta lang sa Pangulo, laking kaso. So, sa nakikita ko dito, their agenda is not only selfish but also politically motivated.
Yeah, and another question na gusto ko din malaman sa'yo kasi pinag-usapan 'to ng mga attorney 'no. Ang sabi nila, when the first verdict came out, it was unanimous. Walang nagkaroon ng dissenting opinion, no opinion that was given through that first verdict. And when they filed that MR, motion for reconsideration, they were actually not thinking na mababago pa 'yun kasi unanimous na from the very start, eh. And then naulit-ulit yung ganong pagboto ng lahat ng mahistrado ng Korte Suprema na wala pa ring dissenting opinion. Do you think that there is an influence for this? Is the Supreme Court upholding yung blind justice?
But for sure, there's undue influence. It's not only the president. Aminin natin na powerful. Pati vice president powerful. Pero ang hindi alam na vice president that she cannot just thwart the president.
Spokesjet,
Yeah?
Spokesjet paulit. Your
Oh,
internet connection po, choppy.
okay, my bad. My
Paulit.
bad.
Paulit yung
Sige.
sagot, yeah.
Kasi sa akin naman is there is undue influence. Yeah.
Choppy pa rin, Spokesjet. Pa-repeat nung answer.
Oh, sige. Ulitin ko. Aminin natin yung president.
Yeah.
Okay. Yung vice president,
Okay.
may kapangyarihan siya. But it doesn't mean na yung influence niya magtatagal din. And besides,
Pero Spokesjet, I'm sorry to cut you off. I think my specific question is, from the first verdict ng Supreme Court,
okay,
was unanimous yung decision from the very start. Do you even believe na magbabago yun? Even a slight chance?
well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say na may mababago. Pero it's possible na mangyari yon, honestly, because we do not really read the minds of these people, yung mga nag-vote para sa impeachment ni Sarah. Who knows, nagbago ang kanilang isip, and everyone is entitled to changing one's own mind. Lalo na kapag nalaman kung ano magiging repercussion ng pagkontra sa impeachment kay Sarah. Yun lang.
Because of this second decision. What do you feel about that?
Para sa akin naman, President Soto, somehow he has a valid point kasi there are people who want to impeach, for example, the president, just to unseat him. Pero malalaman din yan once na mapag-aralan ng mga evidence at pag nalaman ng merits of the case. Sa kaso naman ni Sarah, meron namang lantarang evidence na talagang meron siyang pinagbantaan. Okay, mataas ang chance na ma-impeach siya.
Pero Spokesjet, parang ewan ko kung naaalala mo si Attorney Lozano. Remember nung nag-file siya ng walang kakwenta-kwentang impeachment complaint kay I think former President Arroyo. Parang doon nagsimula yung 1-year ban rule kasi hindi na pakinggan yung ibang impeachment. I think my specific question for you is this. Would this ruling affects the substance and form of a person applying for a complaint on impeachment trial for the president or vice president because of this ruling?
Oh yeah, well, of course naman because if you are to file an impeachment complaint, sa akin ha, you have to make sure that you have you have substantial evidence. You have a strong cause na dapat ma-impeach ang tao, and you really have to prepare your evidence. You have to you have to make sure that your claims are backed up not only by your evidence but also by the testimonies of others and their experiences. Pinail ko. That's why I'm speaking from experience. And besides, those people who cannot produce substantial evidence or evidence that is at least plausible from the face value, na sila makikita naman na wala namang meritong kanilang pinaglalapat. So, if we're going to file an impeachment complaint, we have to make sure that it is supported not only by the evidence that you have, but also by other pieces of evidence such as yung mga notarized testimonies, mga news clips, mga video clips. Sa kaso ni Sarah, din nakita ng kaya dapat lang impeach yung babaeng kasi napakaseryoso ng kanyang ginawa sa pagbabanta sa Pangulo. Kaya dapat lang sa kanya yan makasuhan para dapat ma-impeach yung babaeng yan because she is a threat to our national security.
And also, as you said, it's a threat for national security. One of the things na inopen up ni Senate President Tito Soto is there is no differences between the branches of government because of what the Supreme Court did. Parang pagpapaliwanag niya is that because of this verdict, para bang meron ng judicial overreach kumbaga. Kumbaga ang hudikatura na ang nagbabago ng mga rules about this impeachment, which is within the 1987 Constitution na hindi naman pwedeng baguhin yon if there is no charter change. Do you think about there is a judicial overreach because of this verdict?
Okay. Sa akin, meron. Judicial overreach is the unwarranted encroachment by the judiciary into legislative or executive domains. Nagawa kasi ng Supreme Court is that they're abusing their power. They have to let the Senate impeach Sarah. Yung sa naman legislative at saka judicial, the interpretation of the law. Because this is not a matter of something criminal. It's a matter of something related to governance.
Yeah, and I think that another thing that people need to understand kasi marami kasi mga opinion sa social media right now na para bang sinasabi nila the court ruling is substantiated by saying that the vice president will not be impeached anymore. I think we need to correct it na hindi
Wow.
naman sinasabi doon
Can be
na
impeached.
pinapawalang sala siya. Sinasabi lang na merong specific na proseso na wala noon. Pero ngayon kailangan na siyang ipatupad. May additional rules. Sa tingin mo ba because of this, nagkaroon ng kaguluhan with regards to the Congress na gagawa or mag-investigate nitong impeachment trial?
Sa nakikita ko naman, Billy, to some degree, yes. Yeah. But the Congress must, they have to discuss it further. Okay, they have to review kung they have to review the merits, of yung sa impeachment case, and they have to make a final decision. And this decision should be for the good of the people, which is, para sa akin, si Sarah. Why? Because she's been amiss in her duties. She's been lambasting the president left and right, and she has been critical of the government. If you're a sitting vice president, keep your opinion to yourself. What Sarah did was not to create a fire. She created a conflagration. And so, dapat ang Congress talaga maging resolute na yan. Kung ako, ipa-impeach na yan si Sarah so that they would be able to help to save the country from a maniacal pretender like her. Yun lang sa akin, ha.
And also I wanted to add up kasi doon sa
Yun lang.
pinag-uusapan natin there was an issue about the process about the Supreme Court verdict. I think my question to you is this because there was a change. SP Soto was saying na sinusuportahan niya na daw ngayon ang Chacha because of this sa kanyang palagay judicial overreach. What is your reaction about it?
Based on experience ng ating bansa, okay, although charter change may prove to fight that judicial overreach, it is not easy to do. Why? We're still bound by the 1987 Constitution, and we should have a consensus. Hindi lang sa mga nakaupo sa Kongreso, kundi pati sa taong bayan din na baguhin ng konstitusyon. Kasi etong sa akin sa nakikita ko dito kay Sarah, okay, it may be major to them, pero para sa atin, there are more important things to consider more than yung impeachment. Kaya kailangan ito maging panahon na mangalap pa ng maraming ebidensya para in the final para in the long run, okay, eventually talagang matutuloy ang impeachment ni Sarah kaysa naman na agad-agad babaguhin yung constitution because it would create a ruckus.
Yeah, totoo 'yan kasi alam mo napapansin ko when I was looking on this point of view na papalitan yung constitution, ang dami ring mga kongresista na umaalya. Kasi meron sila mga provisions sa constitution na gusto nilang baguhin na yung iba ayaw. Siyempre anti-dynasty bill, yung mga priority ng presidente,
Mm.
hindi pa naman din gano'n na pag-uusapan. So, kung magkakaroon ng constitutional change with this time around, I don't think that hindi siya time para gawin 'yan kasi hahaba na naman yung proseso, mawawalan na naman tayo ng focus do'n sa dapat nating gawin which is this impeachment trial. And, I think this is important ang papag-usapan natin kasi sino ba maapektuhan kapagka nagka-constitutional change? Tayo na naman lahat. 'Di ba marami namang mababago, marami na namang form of law na puwedeng maipasok na naman dun na maaari yung mga kongresista o yung mga mambabatas siyang makikinabang na naman. So, I think it's too premature to think about, doing this constitutional change.
Yeah, para sa akin naman kasi Billy, sa nakikita ko lang hindi porket ikaw hindi ka sang-ayon sa constitution, you would speak up about having it changed. It's not like fixing the dent of a car. Why? Because tumagal ng ilang taon bago naisakatuparan. Okay, 1935 Constitution, yung pinakauna nating constitution in the 20th century. Pagkatapos 1973 Constitution, pinag-usapan niya starting 1971 hanggang 1972, then eventually 1973. Nung panahon ni Santa Corita, si Cory Aquino, pinag-usapan niya 1986, kaya lang ang naging problema lang dito, naging haphazard yung mga yung mga provision natin dito sa 1987 Constitution. Bagamat may iba may mga hindi na applicable today, we still have to respect the Constitution because it is the backbone of our laws. Sa nakikita ko. And we should not ask for immediate charter change because for a charter change to take effect, we have to ask the Filipino people if they want the Constitution to be changed. Okay, but if they don't want it to be changed, we have to accept it because this is a democracy. Okay, this is not a dictatorship, and And pag hiningi ni SP Soto na magka-constitutional change o charter change, it is okay, if those in Congress would do that, that's it's a major insult to the Filipino people. It would be unforgivable because sino ba ang nagpapasweldo sa ating mga kongresista? Taong bayan. And so kababayans have to be consulted on this. And we have to make them understand the repercussions of having the Constitution changed. Okay, we should not force them to let the Constitution change. We should ask them. Okay, of course, after telling them what is required of a Constitution change. Okay, sabi ni Kuya Jonas dito, sa pagbabago ng ruling sa oras sa panahon na may isnampa, maliwanag na ang judicial overreach. Okay, hindi porket may judicial overreach, papalitan na yung konstitusyon. We have to think about it. We have to think of the ramifications of this.
Okay. And I think isa ding bagay na parang naging curious din ako. I think I shared this earlier to you. Yung decision ngayon is the same as the decision from the first verdict, which was unanimous. Wala tayong nakitang dissenting opinion. Is it like telling na para bang merong pinapaboran ang Korte Suprema? Kasi ako hindi ko pa narinig o nakita, hindi naman ako lawyer, pero as far as what my knowledge is, or siguro wala akong nalaman na desisyon ng Korte Suprema na naglabas sila na kahit isa, wala nag-dissent or walang ibang opinion sa desisyon na 'to.
Kasi pag ako'y nagbabasa ng mga court case, tig ko lang 'yan, lalo na yung mga historical. May magdi-dissent at magdi-dissent, isa o dalawa o tatlo. And sa nakikita ko dito, unanimous decision, more likely than not, it means na sila na nagkakuntsabahan sila. And meron sila pinapabura. Kapag may dissenting, paniwala yun because normally in court cases, civil or criminal or administrative, merong magdi-dissent. And dissension is an exercise of democracy and independent thinking. Kaya sa nakikita ko dito, naututong mga karamihan sa mga huwes na ito, hindi ginamit ang autonomy para mag-isip. Yun lang.
And also, I wanted to ask your reaction about this kasi ang ponente nitong verdict na 'to, I see Associate Justice, I think Senior Associate Justice Leonen, Marvic Leonen. Gusto ko malaman yung reaction mo kasi isa sa nakuha nating sinulat niya sa judgment na 'to kasi ang haba nito eh. Buti nakita ko 'tong part na 'to. Sabi niya dito, impeachment should not be abused to maintain dominance of greed by shaming to occupy high government position. Ano ang iyong comment dyan or reaction?
Ang intention ng impeachment is not to shame those in power talaga. Malinaw pa sa tubig sa dagat at maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw na may ginawang mali si Sara. Kaya dapat lang i-impeach yan. Maraming lapses yan as Vice President. Lalong-lalo na yung pagbabanta niya sa Pangulo. Napakaseryoso niyan. Kahit sabihin pang may criminal case yan si Sara, kailangan pa rin ma-impeach yan si Sara because she's fast becoming a threat to our national security. Instead of being part of the government, she's trying to break away from it. And so to penalize her for her to stop whatever she's doing, the evil ones, the evil things, dapat na ma-impeach. Rather she's being taught a lesson that she should not mess with the government that she is a part of.
And And also, Spokesjet, ako naman, my reaction about this nung nabasa ko 'to, parang nagulat ako. So, ang korte ngayon, dumedepensa sa naaakusa sa parte ng ehekutibo. Akala ko nag-i-interpret lang sila, hindi sila dumedepensa. Kasi parang punto ko, if our Supreme Court is talking about shaming by greed of a sitting vice president, at yun ang magiging reason nila for this second verdict, does it mean to say meron na kaagad silang kung may
It's
sala o walang sala si VP Sara? Kasi it's just because of greed? But that's how due process work, 'di ba? When you want to ouster a sitting president or a vice president or any elected official, impeachment is the best way. Why is it now kine-question nila yung motibo ng mga nagsasampa ng kaso? Am I understanding it or I'm going to a different route?
you know, I'm seeing that you're making sense because sa nakikita ko dito, the Supreme Court has to be impartial in interpreting the rules, interpreting the laws. They should hand down judgment based on the merits of the case, not based on personality. Eh nakikita ko dito, it's based on personality eh. Kaya hindi nakapagtataka na hetot-hetot ang ating judicial system. Kaya hindi ako nagtataka rin na maraming hindi na nagtitiwala sa kung paano um, kung paano ang ating judicial system gumagana. Diyos ko ba naman? Eto pa lang pinapalabas nila, okay, unconstitutional. Okay, unconstitutional pero dapat meron pa ring karapatan. Tama si Nanay Trixie, hindi kakasuhan. Parang niluluto ng Macau na ang nakikita ko dito eh. Diyos ko po, Panginoon, parang sa raffle. Kilala na kung sino ang panalo, bakit? Pinili lang, kakahiya.
Yeah, and then malungkot din pong i-share ko sa inyo kasi daupang palad ko itong opinion naman ng former Associate Justice na si Justice Ascuna. Ang sabi niya po dito, one of the reason why this verdict, the second one, is given into public is because iniipit daw masyado ng government-led group sa Kongreso yung impeachment case ni VP Sara on the first round. Kaya nagkaroon daw ng ganitong desisyon. Ano ang reaction mo? Si former Justice Associate Ascuna, nagsabi siya na daw kasi from the first round ng impeachment trial ni VP Sara sa Kongreso, which is partly leaning towards the government, kaya nagkaroon daw ng ganitong desisyon.
Well, sa nakikita ko dito, mukha talagang pinagtatanggol ng Supreme Court. Paano ba naman? Karamihan sa mga justice panig sa mga Duterte. Ah, hindi nakapagtataka yun. And sa nakikita ko dito, the Supreme Court is not working in the favor of the Filipino people through the Congress, but working in the favor of the opponent, si Duterte. Diyos ko. At saka nakikita ko dito, inimpluwensyahan yan, naging premature. Kung hindi sila premature, edi sana hanggang ngayon pinag-aaralan nila. Okay, hanggang sa mga weeks leading to to the expiration of the impeachment, the 1-year ban. Itong si Kuya Jonah, sinabi niya yun. Kaya itong mga huwes na ito, nakakahiya kayo. Sana mga law school ninyo, kayong wala ba kayong independence to carry out to dissent? Okay, you have to follow the law. You should not follow the one who is manipulating you like someone someone controlling the strings.
And also, I wanted to also add up sa conversation natin. Before anything else, guys, if you have a specific question to Spokesjet, just
Sige.
put it down in the comments down below. And we will try to have him answer yung questions ninyo. So moving
Okay.
forward, when I was researching with this few pages, okay? Kasi tinry ko in page 44, ruling na dinagdag is first, ang endorsement should be verified. Second, then should be confirmed by the House to support by the House for the complaint, House representative, as every members daw should have a copy of complaint. Kung iintindihin natin to, what if yung kongresista hindi nabasahin itong complaint na to? Or what if yung isang kongresista absent? Does it mean to say the whole complaint thrown to garbage na? Kasi every
Hindi.
'di ba?
Hindi.
Yung sa second sa second verdict ng Supreme Court. Yun yung nakita natin on page 44. Kaya parang sabi niya na parang ang pagkakaintindi ko dito is more on mahirap na makakuha ng justice pagka naggagawa ka ng impeachment complaint kasi sa umpisa pa lang, merito pa lang from the Committee of Justice, masyado ng mahirap. Knowing these three facts na nabasa natin. And what do you think about it? Would it be more parang overacting from the Supreme Court?
Yes, it's overacting. Dapat sa akin, dapat may panahon ang dapat bigyan nila ng panahon ng Kongreso na i-verify yung mga evidence. And hindi naman porket absent yung mga kongresista, basura na, hindi na binasa, babasahin lang yun. It's just that yung iba, they spend more time in verifying the complaints kasi it would it would be foolish if you do not take great pains to study the evidence. And I'm sure the Congress would study the evidence. Kasi kung di nila gagawin yon, that would be neglect on their part.
Yeah, kasi I'm sorry to cut you off. Kasi yung unang round kasi, impeachment complaint ni VP Sara, nakita kasi natin that there was a fast track way of how they did it. Sa Committee on Justice pa lang, hindi na masyadong pinagtuunan ng pansin, hindi na nagkaroon ng investigation, pumirma na lang. Kaya nagkaroon ng fast track na ipasok sa plenaryo, nagkaroon ng more than one-third ng botohan na, na i-transmit or na ipasa sa Senado. So yun yung parang isa pa. And then another thing na inilabas dito sa verdict na to, yung definition ng session days versus calendar days. Kasi doon sa unang binaba na verdict, parang sinasabi na yung session days ay hindi katulad ng calendar days. Kasi calendar days is like January 1, Monday, January 2, Tuesday, 2 calendar days. Pagka
Okay.
session days, ang paliwanag nila noong unang verdict is Lunes nagsimula pero nag-suspend ng Monday, nagsimula ulit, nag-resume ng Tuesday, pero nag-add calendar day. At with this change, at isipin mo July, tapos nagbago ng January. Do you think this is kind of like confusing? Kasi kahit ano, kasi kung titignan mo why am I asking you this? Kahit
Okay.
baguhin yung terminology, it doesn't make any sense. Kasi at the end of the day, yung impeachment complaint towards plenary.
Totoo ka.
So
Sa
which is,
akin,
yeah.
they should not be confusing it. If it would take such a long time to process the impeachment, okay, as long as they're transparent when it comes to telling what is happening, then that's okay. But if they are making it appear that they are studying it, but in fact they're conspiring to eventually rejecting yung complaint, impeachment complaint, that's a different story. So I suggest that ang Congress maging very transparent na as to what they are what they're doing pag-aaral nila ng impeachment complaint so that the Filipino people would not be left behind, so that they would be constantly in the know.
And then another issue na lumabas din when I was researching about this material is that, 'di ba, sa impeachment ng ating pangulo, meron nang naipasok na complaint Yung naipasok na complaint from the Secretary General ng Kamara going to the Justice Committee, another compelling question was, ano gagamitin na rule? Yung July ruling ng Supreme Court o yung January ruling ng Supreme Court? Kaya ang daming loophole or issue, sabihin na natin, na parang pinunto ni SP Tito Sotto. So ngayon magbabago na tayo ng rule? Ngayon anong gagawin natin? Dahil binago niyo 'yan, yang interpretation niyo, babaguhin ba namin 'yon? 'Di ba parang nagkagulo, eh. Ngayon, imbes na fast track na lang kung kinakailangan, kasi ako punto ko ganito 'no, the reason why I believe that an impeachment complaint should be fast track kasi number one, public official 'yan, eh. Number two, they only serve for the pleasure of the Filipino people. And if we see that there's a reason for someone to be impeached, file ng kaso, diretso ng ipuntay sa plenaryo, then go to Senate. Pero because of this confusion about dito sa proseso na to at pagdagdag ng rule dito sa Justice Committee pala, I don't know Spokesjet, do you have this inkling of thinking na para bang may push na patayin yung impeachment complaint sa Justice Committee towards the VP? Ayan, nawala po si Spokesjet. Sayang, ang ganda ng kwento. Sana maayos niya yung kanyang internet connection. So, we will just gonna wait. I'll put him on our backstage. Kung naririnig ay, wala na ata. Hindi na siya nakaano. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, ayun. Okay, Spokesjet, if you can hear me, basta makapasok ka lang, click mo lang yung link sa Facebook Messenger, tapos kwentuhan tayo. So, ayun nga, continuing dun sa pag-uusap natin kanina. Um, tulad ng sinasabi ko kanina, pinapaliwanag ko rin, is that naging masyadong magulo na. And one of the things na napapansin ko dito is the more complicated it is, karamihan ng karamihan ng how would I say, karamihan ng mga tao nagkakaroon na ng issue towards the process noong impeachment trial. Korte Suprema, baka sa Kamara Representante pa lang meron na silang ah, gustong mangyari sa impeachment complaint. Ang sa akin lang naman po ganito 'no, nakikita ko diyan is there is a deliberate attempt either to stall this process or to make it complicated or confusing. What my gut feeling is saying is that siguro ginagamit ito para malihis yung atensyon ng tao. Ano yun? Yung malihis yung atensyon ng tao sa mismong prosesong ating inaabangan. Ano yun? Yung gumulong yung impeachment trial. Kasi kung titignan mo, whatever the Supreme Court says, at the end of the day, you still need to file your complaint. Complaint for impeachment ay karapatan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino, especially kapag may nakita ka na ang isang government official ay hindi nagtatrabaho the way they should be, mandated by our government, hindi karapatan ng isang tao, ay isang mamamayang Pilipino to file a chief complaint. And another thing na parang inopen up dito with Congressman Kit Flores ng Bukidnon, 2nd District, even if they did not like the ruling ng Supreme Court, they still need to respect it because ang arbiter ng law sa ating bansa at ang nagpapaliwanag sa ating bansa ay ang Supreme Court. So ang sabi nila dito, what they can do on their end is to have a meeting and then pag-usapan nila tong issue na to, and sigurado ang paliwanag ni Congressman Luis Tre dito is magbabago sila ng House Rules para ma-comply itong bagong verdict ng Supreme Court. Okay, so yun, gagawa sila ng rules. Okay, I think napag-usapan naman na halos kanina yung nandito si Spokesjet about dito sa ah, mga importanteng bagay na nakapaloob dito sa issue na 'to. I guess for me, what I am just suggesting to people is this. I get it, lahat tayo passionate sa issue na 'to. Meron tayong gustong sabihin, lahat tayo meron tayong gustong, opinyon, 'di ba? Pero ang, advice ko po sa inyo, be patient. Hangga't maaari be patient. Why? Kasi naniniwala ako that this might be another tactic of other group para ma-confuse tayo, maguluhan tayo. Pero tandaan niyo po, even dun sa complaint ni VP Sara, ano't ano pa man po ang mangyari diyan. I think I've heard yung mga nag-complain nung unang, impeachment trial ni, VP Sara na verdict which is unconstitutional. They are saying that they're gonna file another complaint for the Vice President for her impeachment complaint. So ako, personally, naniniwala pa rin ako there is still justice, and I really believe that this will not wala. This will not be in vain, ika nga. Tama ba yung aking English word? Hindi siya masasantabi. Ako naniniwala ako that the people who have their evidence, kahit si Madriaga that wanted to file, yung statement ni Madriaga na gagamitin ng mga nag-file ng complaint, I believe that there is still a way for them to do this. Yun karoon ng mas mabigat kasi na ruling, and also para sa akin for them to add additional, substance and form para at ma-sure na yung evidence will stand by itself. Yun yung mga bagay na kailangan nilang maka-sure na especially with this, scenario. Pero other than that, ako naniniwala ako this will still gonna push through. Naniniwala ako there's an appetite with this congressman na gusto nilang i-push through 'tong impeachment kay VP Sara. Nagkaroon lang ng issue dito, pero I really believe that there's still a way for us to ayan, Spokeshet, yung kung kaya mo pang,
Yes.
ma-remember yung sinabi mo kanina,
Yung stalling,
yeah,
kasi
continue mo.
you're supposed to be you're supposed to be clarifying what these are. And you are supposed to be telling us what are the recommended days para ma-impeach si Sara and then para mapag-aralan yung impeachment case laban kay Sara. But what you're doing is you are wanting to bamboozle us, wanting to stall the impeachment proceedings simply because you
Ayun 'no. Ang ganda pa naman ng sinasabi. Ayan, sana Spokeshet makabalik ka. Ayan. So pasensya na po kasi ito ay live stream. Alam niyo naman po pagka tayo naka-live, usually meron tayong mga technical difficulties, pero I would say maraming salamat, para sa mga taong nagsu-support pa rin sa atin. Ang pinaka takeaway ko dito sa buong issue natin ngayon, either or merong verdict man ng Supreme Court and they already put yung verdict nila that yung impeachment complaint kay VP Sara is unconstitutional. I still believe that there are people, especially the group of Shelo Magno, Senator Trillanes, even Ombudsman ni Madriaga, I think all of it still gonna be there. Ifa-file pa rin nila ulit iyon, and I still believe na gugulong pa rin yung impeachment trial. Yun nga lang, syempre with this new ruling, hindi ko alam kung papaano magiging system. Tagal naman. Kasi yun yung another question na nasa isip ko. Okay, kung hindi mo mapa-fast track papunta ng plenaryo yung isang chief complaint, magkakaroon naman ng panahon or yung stalling nga na ikot muna siya sa Committee of Justice dito sa Kamara. Hindi natin alam kung gaano nila katagal, titignan itong mga ebidensya na 'to. Kasi 'di ba sa impeachment process, I think pinaliwanag na 'to ni Senator Tito Sotto na ang trabaho lang talaga ng Kamara dito sa kabuuan ng impeachment trial is initial investigation lang or preliminary investigation. ang talagang magja-judge at ang titingin ng mga ebidensya na 'to at sabihin natin maghuhukom is yoong nasa Senado. Yun yung parang kailangan nating intindihin. Kaya ako naniniwala ako ang totoong labanan wala sa Kamara, eh. Ang totoong labanan nasa Senado. Kasi kahit baguhin nila yung rules, kung magkaroon pa rin ng way na makaakyat ito, paakyat ng, Senado from plenary, I think ang totoong labanan diyan nando'n. Ayan, so shit, ayan nandito ang problema, hindi na naman ata siya makaakyat. Yeah, and, I think we're on the last part. I wish we didn't have technical issues kanina para at
Okay
least
lang.
marami tayong mapag-usapan, but, we're on the 1 hour mark. I I
Okay.
I I would like to ask sa mga tao po nandiyan sa baba, maraming salamat po sa support. And again po, if ever you have questions during our podcast and even after, lagyan niyo sa comment section and I'll personally send it to, Spokesjet at para po masagot niya po dito sa ating channel po.
Yeah.
In our last part of our, conversation, maraming salamat po. Before anything else, makakalimutan ko na naman. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, at TikTok. Hanapin niyo lang po yung Philcast. Ayan. So sa last thing na gusto ko sana po ma-question sa inyo and also a reaction from you is if in case this all happen, what do you oversee in the future? Magkaroon ulit ng pagkakataon by February, magfa-file ng complaint. Do you think do you foresee that this complaint that they will file to VP Sara would be, I would say, pushed through to Senate para magkaroon ng impeachment trial? Or tingin mo pwede na 'tong mapatay sa Committee on Justice pa lang sa Kamara because of this ruling?
For as long as those sitting in the Supreme Court are allies of the Dutertes, papatayin at papatayin nila ito. But if some of these, mag-retire na kayo, no? Mag-retire na kayo, dinosaur na kayo, no? Fossil, whatever complaints are filed. And to determine whether these complaints may proceed or not, based on the merits, evidence, the the solidness of the complaints, and the consistency of the testimonies of those filing the complaints and other parties. Kaya wag tayo susuko. We should believe that this is not the end of justice, but a reflection for us to become more intentional, more circumspect, and more specific when it comes to filing an impeachment complaint. So those who want to file an impeachment complaint against Sarah, go. I will support you. As long as you have material evidence, physical, those that cannot be tampered with. Because no matter how many times Sarah's Sarah's side would try to kill try to manipulate these pieces of evidence, basta't meron pa ring original, lalabas at lalabas. And remember, Lady Justice may be blind when it comes to the statuses of people. Lady Justice is never blind when it comes to the truth. Yun lang ang aking
Thank you, Spokesjet. And guys, don't forget, makikita nyo po siya sa kanyang channel, Spokesjet channel. If ever you want to follow him, kasi talaga in-depth yung kanyang thoughts about politics. And also, he have a different way and different style to cover up yung mga political issue. Kaya maganda po siya rin. Ayan.
Thank you so
Maraming
much.
siyang mga playful words na ginagamit sa kanyang channel. Kaya kung mahilig kayo sa gano'n, isa siya sa mga platform.
Makukulit.
Naman, sa akin, I wanted to share my thoughts about this tulad ng sinabi ni Spokesjet. Sa akin po, I think in a general perspective, we are now seeing the constitutional right of every Filipino citizen exercising it through constitution mandated by the constitution noong 1987, which is yung pagpapasa ng complaint kung meron tayong nakita na hindi ginagawa o hindi dapat ginagawa ng isang sitting vice president, which is VP Sara Duterte. I think etong issue na to ay pinapakomplikado lang for this impeachment trial. Pero naniniwala ako, and I still believe this, that even if the first complaint for VP Sara was unconstitutional, I know that on the second round, I believe it, nagugulong impeachment trial towards VP Sara at ito'y maipapasa, matatransmit sa Senado. And I think the real fight here is not even in the Committee of Justice. The real fight here is at the Senate. Kasi silang hukom silang uupo na tatanggal sa sitting vice president. What I am just worried about is this. Baka kasi mamaya, yung ibang, eto lagi ko rin sinasabi, propagandista na leaning towards anti-government, anti-Philippines, anti-Filipino, mamaya i-churn nila ng i-churn itong issue na to na nalilihis ang isip ng tao sa real issue. Kasi ito, it doesn't make any sense Kasi kung titignan mo to, and based sa napag-usapan din natin, man niya sinasabing walang sala or pinapawalang sala si VP Sara Meron lang parte ng rule na dinagdagan nila at kailangang ayusin. Yun lang naman. Pero complaint itself, pwede ka magpasa ng complaint And I think we all need to have a responsibility to tell to everybody na kailangan at ano't ano pa man po ang mangyari kahit magbago ang mga steps dyan, ituloy natin yung pagsampa ng complaint for impeachment. That's my opinion about it. 'Di ba? Kasi first round, hindi naman na i-push Actually, 'di ba natenga nga 'yan sa Senado. So I think this time kailangan maigulong na 'to, makita natin yung ebidensya kasi it's justice for everyone. Hindi naman walang sapat na ebidensya, justice for VP Sara Camp. Kung may ebidensya naman sa atin, it's justice for us kasi nakita doon na wala siyang may ginawa siyang mali at kailangan siyang matanggal sa pwesto niya. Yun lang naman yung akin. So, guys, maraming salamat po and please
So much
support us, support Spokesjet.
Yeah.
Difficulty, alam niyo naman po.
But if you're a real trooper, ano may malalagay ka ba diskarte yon? Yun ang natutunan ko rin. O kahit sa radyo, yun ang tuning ko. O kahit if there's something wrong, tuloy pa rin ang show.
Totoo, totoo. Yun nga alam mo Spokesjet and ako sinasabi ko 'to kahit siguro sa dati kong live. You will see na kahit marami nagko-comment, siguro pansin mo din, hindi ako makapagbasa ng comment. Hindi dahil sa ini-snub ko kaya pagpasensyahan niyo na ulit-ulitin ko po ito. I have this personality na hindi ako makapagtingin ng comment and then may kausap ako sa taas. Nawawala ako sa focus. Especially eto sabihin ko na especially ito po yung mini iPad ko. Habang nagsasalita po si Spokesjet kanina, naglalagay ako ng note. Kasi kailangan ko po yun dahil pagka naglalagay tayo ng takeaway sa pinakadulong part, doon ko dinadagdag yung mga opinion ko. Kaya meron po ako ito. Ayan. Para lang sa kaalaman ng lahat pasensya na hindi ko kayo ini-snub Meron kasi ganun thinking Baka iniisip nila na ini-snub ko. Hindi po. Hindi makapag-focus. Yan lang yung pinaka number 1 issue ko. Spokesjet hopefully meron tayong part 3 kasi talagang mainit-init tong issue na to about dito, especially sa impeachment.
Higit ako papasok.
Pag-usapan natin. And thank you so much Spokesjet. Again, sa lahat po, maraming salamat sa walang sawang support. Kita-kits ulit ba? Panoorin niyo pala 'to outro ko. Itong ayan, before anything else dyan. Aalis lang kami pero panoorin niyo po 'tong inihanda kong outro sa mga manonood yan. Surprise ko sa inyo. Ayan. Okay. Thank you Spokesjet.